Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing how to remove glue from Mattel dolls. In this case it's Monster High. So right now I am just going to wash these dolls like I normally would. I'm going to do one round of washing their hair with dish soap, and then I'm gonna try this tea tree shampoo and see if that breaks down any of the glue. Once I'm done washing and boil washing, then I'll determine which dolls need glue treatment, and then we will move on to the tutorial part of this video. So I will see you when I'm done with all of that. Okay, so the dolls have been all bathed, they're all clean, and I have separated the ones that still have pretty gluey hair, and so that would be Gigi Grant, Katrine Demue. Here, now actually let me show you their hair. So you can see her hair looks wet. It's not, it is glue. Same with Katrine. You can see it's pretty gluey still. And then Claudine, I think, is the worst. So her hair is like pretty much solid. Her hair is pretty solid up here, and yeah, you can see for yourself, this is pretty gnarly. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you the methods I'm going to be using in today's video, and then I will show you my process. And once I've shown you my process, I will continue doing each process until the glue is completely gone, and I will tally it up so I can tell you how many of each round they needed for each doll. So let me go ahead and start by talking about what I'll be doing for each one. So we have the baby powder method. This is one I've seen many people do. I've read about it online. There's a big complaint that it leaves the hair feeling weird and that it kind of dulls the color. I've found for removing glue, this definitely works the best for me, and I will show you how you can get the hair not feeling weird and, you know, keeping their hair vibrant. And so for this baby powder method, I'm going to be using Gigi, so we can I can show you befores and afters so you can see how her hair color, the vibrancy is not going to be sacrificed using the baby powder method. So next off, after watching 1,000 Splendid Dolls, she has a tutorial how to remove glue from dolls, and she uses this, which is OxyClean. It's just generic from the dollar store, and I've used this on multiple dolls, and it worked on one of my dolls, but I think I need to fine-tune the process a little bit. So that's the OxyClean. In today's video, I'm going to be using the name brand OxyClean just because I just got it on sale at Home Depot. And for that one, I'm going to be using Claudine for. And then next, I'm going to be using this spray OxyClean. I've used this in the past on dolls. And so for this one, I will be doing, using Katrine. So that is, this tutorial. I have a few other methods that I've kind of researched and learned about, and so I'll do a second part to this video on how to remove glue from dolls' hair. So stay tuned for that one, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I do each step. Okay, so for the baby powder method, I keep cuticle scissors on hand in case there's any factory ties in their hair I missed. I have a toothbrush to work it in. I've actually already started. I forgot to film this part, but I will continue just so you can see. But I use the toothbrush to kind of work it in at the roots and through the hair. I also do this on a plate just to keep it confined, and then that way you can also use the excess powder. And then I also use a comb just to kind of comb it through. So far I've only done this one layer. I just section off her hair with this clip, and I just grab a chunk and I go for it. So I do the underneath, and then I also do the top. And this layer is, I want to say it's pretty much done. And I'll show you the next layer, and then I will speed it through this one. Alright, so again, we're gonna just apply a generous amount. I'm pretty heavy-handed with this, it's okay. And I'm just gonna take the toothbrush and work it in. And I work it in up top too, just to make sure you get the top layer. And then you also want to make sure you do not forget the sides as well while you're doing this. Alright, and then now I'm just gonna make sure I can still comb it through. Alright, so I'm gonna just go ahead and speed through the rest of this. I'm gonna just continue this whole entire process to the top of her head, and then I will show you the next step when I'm done with that. Alright, so now that I have brushed through all of the layers of Gigi's hair, I'm gonna let her sit for, I think, about an hour and soak up. You can see her hair definitely has lost its shine. It's definitely fluffier, that's for sure. But I'm gonna show you how we get all of that back, so don't worry. But she's gonna chill out for like, I'm gonna say an hour. If I change the time, I will let you know. But now I'm gonna show you the next method. While I was combing baby powder through Gigi's hair, I just boiled some water in my kettle. And then when it was done, I put it in this bowl because it's really hot and I found with OxiClean, not super boiling hot is probably the best way to go. So I just let it sit for a few minutes after the boil. So now, let's see if I can get everything into the frame. Now I'm going to bust into this guy and show you how much I'm going to put in there and how we're going to take care of Claudine. I'm just going to take a small amount of the OxiClean and pour it in there. I'm just going to take the end of my comb and kind of stir it up in here. Just to mix it around. So now that it's all stirred in, I'm just going to dip her hair in. Do not worry about her skin. I haven't had any discoloration so far. So you're just going to dip her head in like that. I do avoid putting the face in the water because I don't know what OxiClean will do to the paint, but there's really no need to get her face wet. And after a few dunks, I'm just going to take this comb and comb it through her hair. I saw this method watching Shelly and Colleen on 1000 Splendid Dolls, and it has definitely worked for some of my dolls. On some of them, I think I used too hot of water, and that's why I let it cool for a while. And so those dolls are all fine now, but pretty sure that's what I was doing wrong. Also, I think I was a little too heavy-handed with OxiClean. So you can use the generic from the dollar store or name brand. And if you want me to do a comparison of name brand or generic, just let me know. Right now that she's been combed through, I'm gonna dunk her head again. Just a few more dunks. I'm gonna comb through her hair again. Alright, so I'm just gonna let her sit in the water now for, I'm gonna give it 30 minutes. And while she's sitting in the water, I'm gonna show you how to use the liquid version for Katrine. So this step is pretty easy, or this process I should say. I'm just gonna saturate her hair in the liquid. This process doesn't work as well, but for the sake of like different methods. I'm adding it in this video. Also to kind of compare this liquid to the powder. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start spraying her hair. And when using chemicals, if you are a child, just make sure you have adult supervision. And then I just use my hands and work it into the hair. You can use gloves if you want, or you can just kind of comb it through, but I just like using my hand. Alright, now that I've made sure her entire head is saturated, it only took a few squirts, I'm going to go ahead and set her up in the sink and let her hang out here. I'm going to leave her here as long as Claudine is in the boil wash with OxiClean, because I'm going to let her sit for 30 minutes and then I'm going to swap them out. Alright, so it's been about 30 minutes. I'm gonna take Claudine out of her little OxiClean boil wash. I'm gonna transfer her to the sink, and then I'm gonna put Katrine into a boil wash as well. Just put some hot water back in this bowl. I'm gonna let that cool down just a little bit while I rinse off Claudine. And I will show you what I'm gonna do for her. Alright, so I'm going to rinse Claudine out with some coolish water, and then I'm going to shampoo her, and then I'm going to condition her. Alright, so I can already tell you that Claudine's hair is still pretty gluey, which I expected. Her hair was definitely the worst off. It doesn't feel as bad, which is good, but I'm gonna get Katrine into her boil wash now, and now I'll start keeping tally on how many times I do the exact same process to Claudine. So it's just gonna be the exact same Oxy everything, and I will let you know at the end of the video how many rounds it took to get her completely goo free. Now we're just going to do the same thing with Katrine, except there's no Oxy powder in the bowl. It's just the liquid in her hair. I'm just giving her a few dunks. I'm gonna comb through her hair. Right, so I'm just gonna let Katrine sit for another 30 minutes, and then I'm going to take her out, shampoo and condition her hair, and then gauge how bad her glue still is, and then I will show you how we take care of Gigi with the baby powder. So Katrine has been in this boil wash for about 40 minutes. So I'm gonna take her out and I'm gonna shampoo and condition her, and then I will show you how we take care of Gigi. So Katrine's head is definitely still gluey, but not as bad as it was. So I will continue repeating her process with her, and I'll let you know how many rounds that one took. And now we are going to work on Gigi. Alright, so Gigi's been sitting for, I want to say, an hour and a half to possibly 2 hours. And she is ready to be washed up. So I'm going to show you how I do all of that now, because in order to get like the residue and stuff off of her, we're going to do like another scrubbing. So let me take you to my sink. So as you can see on Gigi, she has like the baby powder sheen on her. So what we're gonna do is take the toothbrush like you normally wash dolls with. I'm gonna go over her body the same way I would like cleaning a doll for the first time. You don't have to use the baking soda, I usually don't. So I'm just gonna take dish soap and scrub her just to get the residue off of her. I'm gonna just do her whole body. And then I'm gonna wash her hair out with shampoo and conditioner. So Gigi is done with her baby powder treatment. Her hair looks really nice. It's wet right now, so I'm gonna leave her out to dry overnight, and I will update you when her hair is dry and let you know how that worked out. So while their girlfriends are still waiting to get their hair done, Venus and Viperine are gonna go get some mummy mochas, and now I'm gonna show you how the glue treatments worked on our 3 victims. They're not victims, they're my guinea pigs. So first off, we have Katrine, and we did the liquid treatment with Katrine, and her hair is really soft now, and it held like the ends pretty well for her curls. I'm going to restyle her hair, obviously. At the base of her hair, like where it's rooted, you can tell it's a bit gluey still, but it's really not that bad. I can definitely work with that. And she had 4 treatments. And what I would recommend is after each time you boil them with the OxiClean. So you want to take them out, shampoo, condition them, and then let them dry for a little bit so you can gauge how gluey they are before you start the next treatment. But her hair is decent. It's not the best. It wasn't the best method, but it is definitely an option. And glue seepage is something that you can't get rid of right away. It's something that's going to leak until there's no more glue left to leak. So, you know, this isn't a permanent fix, but there are ways around it. So next we have Claudine, and she had the powdered oxy, and her hair came out beautiful. It's very shiny, it's very flowy. There's no glue left in her hair. And I did 4 rounds with her as well. And so you can see, easy to comb through. It's no longer like helmet hair anymore. So her hair is fantastic. And this was definitely a worthwhile treatment. And I just do the same process with the powdered oxy as I do with the liquid oxy. Next up we have Gigi, and we did the baby powder method with her. As you can see, her hair is still shiny. I did the baby powder, and then I washed her hair out twice, shampooed and conditioned it, and it just looks really nice. I'm happy with these results. This is my favorite method just because it's the least time consuming. You know, you do it once and then you're done. But I would say compared to these two, her hair came out nicer. Claudine's hair came out nicer. But it's just all up to preference. Both ways work really well. So I will probably continue doing both of the powder and the both of the powder methods, the oxy powder and the baby powder. I don't recommend the liquid oxy just because I think it's going to take a lot longer to actually get the glue out. So, but there is Gigi. And I know a lot of people's worry with the baby powder is that it's going to leave a weird residue or dull the color or take away the shine, but I think her hair still looks pretty good. And you can wash their hair out as many times as you want to get like the powder out, because the powder is going to absorb the glue, so once you wash it out, it's gone. So now I'm going to style these girls' hair and the other girl's hair, and I will show you the final look when I am done. Alright, so the girls are all cleaned up, they've had their hair restyled, and they are ready to be shown off. So let me go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start over here. So we have Avia, and by far I think Avia's hair is probably my favorite. Her hair is so soft, it is so long. I didn't realize how long Avia's hair was until it dried. After being washed, I was like, whoa, okay. But yeah, it's really soft. It's so shiny and silky. I'm very impressed. So that is Avia. I'm gonna go ahead and show you Viperine. So here's Viperine. Her hair is magnificent. Not much of a transformation because she was in pretty good condition when I got her. Next, I will show you Venus. Now Venus's little fringe here is kind of annoying. I can't get it to flatten down, and I don't want to put a rubber band because I don't want to mess up her flocking. And her flocking came out perfect from the from her hair wash, because that's one thing I'm always afraid of, is if, you know, I don't want to ruin any flocking on dolls that have flocked hair, but she is fine besides the few chips she already had. And her hair is so flowy. So there is Venus. Next we have Kiyomi, and I took her hair down for the wash, and I tried to kind of put it back up the same way she wears it in the movie instead of in the doll line. It's kind of poofy still. I'm not entirely happy with the way I have it styled, but she still looks super cute nonetheless. And here is Kiyomi. Next up we have Draculaura. And her hair, like, I'm having a hard time getting her hair into pigtails that are even and like low enough to kind of replicate the movies, but that's all right. And I also had her bangs rubber banded, but it popped off, so I'm just leaving them the way they are. She's still super cute. So there is Draculaura, and I wasn't able to get this little scuff off her face, so I might try stain removal, but that'll be in the future. Next we have Boo York Claudine, and she looks so good. I'm so happy with this outcome. Her hair looks super cute. She just looks so fresh and so new. So that is Claudine. Next up is Picture Day Spectra. And I didn't style her hair on the... I try to do factory style, like how they come in the box, just to kind of keep them looking straight from the packaging. But at the same time, like, it's also fun to play around. And I think Spectra looks better with her hair like this than she did with the little, like, tiny ponytail. So her hair is so nice. But that is Spectra. Next up we have Creepateria Cleo, and she looks gorgeous as ever. Her hair is just, I think of all of these dolls, her hair is like the silkiest. And when I got her, her hair smelled like perfume, like really strong perfume, like not in a bad way, like she just smelled like really good. And after washing her and boil washing her, her hair has kept the scent, so she still smells really good, and I enjoy that about this doll. Anytime like you pick her up, like you can smell her, and she just smells so good. So this is Cleo. Next up we have Gigi, and so I used the little two-piece ball thing that came in her hair to restyle her hair, and her factory style has her hair like pinned right here as well, but I decided to leave it off because I think it looks really cute like this. I thought I wasn't going to be able to get it back up into style, but it was actually pretty easy. And I think she looks gorgeous. So that is Gigi. Next up we have Katrine. And one thing about Katrine, and I didn't realize it until I undressed her to wash her, she's supposed to have a tail, which obviously, because she's a werecat, but I didn't realize until like I had her clothes off and I saw like the hole in her back, like Caddy has a hole in her back for her tail. So I'm gonna try and find a tail for her online, but that is Katrine. And I like that her hair kind of held its shape through the mini boil washes it had. There's Katrine. And last but not least, we have Caddy. And Caddy's hair looks gorgeous. And I got her boots mostly clean. And there is Caddy. Alright, so I hope you guys really enjoyed this transformation, this tutorial on how to remove glue from doll hair. I'm definitely going to do more in the future because there are many different ways you can remove glue from doll hair. So I kind of want to compare all the different methods and see if I can fine tune like it down to one like perfect method. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it now, and if you have any glue removal methods, let me know in the comments. Also, let me know which one of these girls was your favorite transformation, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone!